If I could have your attention here in the media center, we are going to continue our media availability today with Daniel Hermric, who's a driver of the number 19 Blue Gate Bank Forward in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. And we were talking a little bit while you're off stage, but anyway, have you gotten all the dirt out of your fire suit after Eldora?
Close, not all the way. That's always interesting experience, but we come close. I feel like we made the most out of our opportunity there that day, so ready to be here at Pocono, though.
Yeah, but you're really getting on the wheel these days, and you seem to be making some strides in that truck right now.
Yeah, I feel like everybody at Brad Keselowski Racing has done a great job to keep preparing really good Ford F-150s, and we've constantly gotten better throughout the year, and you know, it's easily overshadowed by the chase and the fact that we haven't won a race yet, but I know that we're putting ourselves in position. That's all you can ask for.
Good deal. We're going to start over here with Woody, and we'll work around the room.
So Woody came with MRN. Just to follow up on that point, you guys are one of those who are good points-wise but don't have that win yet. A lot of people are saying we may have more than 8 winners in the Truck Series, or at least the 8 winners. How do you feel about where you guys stand right now? Obviously, you've been fast, but you'd like to win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, winning is the reason we load our trucks every week and come to the racetrack. But on the backside of that, to see where we're sitting at and on the point side of it and see how consistent we've been and how I feel like as a team we've gotten better and better, especially over the last month and a half, 2 months. To know that, like I said, that when columns linger and they're empty, it's easy to get frustrated or disappointed in that. But at the end of the day, we've on a solid, consistent basis, and the points show we've constantly put ourselves where we need to be to win races. Just everything hasn't 100% fell into place, but don't take away from the lack of effort or the group of guys or our communication. I feel like we're as good as we've been all year and constantly getting better.
Go next to Chris.
ChrisKnight, Daniel, you're at an average of 5 positions higher this year than you were this time last year. How would you feel that the move has paid off to Brad Keselowski from NTS last year?
The move has been huge for me. I mean, obviously, last year starting off, being my first full-time year in the series, and having a lot of unknowns, going to different racetracks, stuff I'd never seen, and now having that experience, and then having an opportunity to lean on Brad's has been huge for me as well. So the move has been nothing but exactly what I expected. Obviously, the expectation to win the races, like I said, is something we keep touching on, but it's something that we all expect, and I expect as a driver. But that's the only probably disappointing side of the move is I haven't got ourselves in victory lane yet. But outside of that, I know that we're doing everything we can do, and I'm really happy with where I'm at.
Go next to Al.
Hey, Daniel, Al Pierce from Auto Week. A question totally unrelated to racing.
Oh, boy.
Your uncle's a pretty good basketball player, wasn't he?
He wasn't bad. Yeah, Dickie Hemric, my uncle, he played for Wake Forest and retired his jersey there in the rafters at Wake Forest. So really cool side story. Thanks for bringing that up. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I don't think my height allowed for it.
Any other questions for Daniel? We'll go with Scott.
Scott Walsh from the Scranton Times-Tribune. Danny, can you talk a little bit about the use of the caution clock so far in the Truck Series? You know, how you feel it's been working and maybe how it's helped you maybe at some point during the season?
Yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 on the caution clock. I feel like my crew chief, Chad, would say the same thing. We've had moments where it's helped us and moments where it's hurt us. Ultimately, some of these races, you look at the mileage and your fuel mileage and see how the race trends have played out, and you try to judge when the caution clock and all that stuff's going to play out around those, the past numbers have shown. So, I think Pocono is probably going to offer a little bit of an interesting characteristic, kind of like Daytona did. A lot of guys short pitted the clock, trying to get track position once everybody did pit. And that's all miscued depending on, tire wear and whatnot and fall off. So every racetrack's been a little different, so we've had to approach it a little bit differently depending on where we're going. But I feel like my guys have done a really good job keeping me up to date on what the plan was for the week coming up. And but there comes times where there's variables where you don't know what's going to happen. So you got to be ready to make a move on the fly, and the caution clocks put that excitement back in the sport.
Zach Struniolo with the Pocono Record. You touched on that you're coming back to tracks that for the second time now, this being one of them. How do you feel heading into tomorrow's race?
Besides the fact that you're going back to a racetrack we've been, I feel good about our program. So then to be able to know I have that confidence, and then going to a racetrack where you're not searching the first lap on the racetrack, you have a pretty good idea where you need to be at. That's huge from a driver's confidence point, and huge from a team confidence point. That they understand that I feel like I know where I need to be. I know our trucks are getting better, and that makes the whole package that much more confident.
Chris, right here.
Chris Knight, Hitchmans.com again. Daniel, tomorrow's race is only 60 laps. Doesn't leave you a whole lot of time. and you have to go from the moment that green flag drops. Is that too short of a race, you feel like, for the truck series, or is that perfect for you guys just to set up and have a dash to the finish?
I feel like it's a perfect length for us. I mean, obviously there is no riding. You gotta be on top of it from the start. The only thing it does put you in a bind with is if you have a pit road issue or just any mistake is really magnified because of the distance of the race. But that's Pocono in general, whether it's Truck Series, Xfinity, or Cup. I think everything's magnified because of the length and how much track position does matter. So I like the length of the race. As a driver, I'm just happy to be here, so no matter what the laps are. But I think it's really good the way it is.
Additional questions for Daniel? Daniel, good luck this weekend.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it.